Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, mums and dads, whatever you are, welcome back to 1-0, and boy, it has been a long time. Hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek of what is to come with 1-0 FC. Nice little intro video there. Make sure to like, subscribe, so you can see that, because I think in a month's time the season gets underway and the boys are ready. You've got to make little videos of how you can meet the players. We went through an extensive trial period and it's all juicy stuff. I cannot wait. Been away for a bit due to other reasons, but now I'm back. 2021, we conceded. I'm not gonna lie, we conceded. They made it 1-1. However, we've got to bring it back, score another goal, take 2021 0 back to where it belongs. You would have seen by the thumbnail and the title I've got today. I'm coming back with a bang. I'm making the best case scenario for every top 8 team so far at the point of recording. So if you do enjoy this video, if you do want to stick around for more, catch 1-0 FC later on. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all the business. Drop in the comments where you think these teams' best case scenarios are, and do you think I've got them spot on, or do you think I'm talking absolute nonsense, lad? Starting off in 8th position, we've got Tottenham Hotspurs, Jose Mourinho's side, who started off well. Obviously, made a video about why they will win the Premier League. Hasn't gone to plan. The video did well, but Tottenham hasn't gone to plan. They're currently sitting 8th on 39 points, 6 points away from 4th. Best case for Tottenham now, I think, is push for that top 6. But if I'm Tottenham, Jose Mourinho knows how to win a trophy. And that's what I kept on saying in my other Tottenham video. If I'm Tottenham now, I'm saying, you know what, let's put all eggs in the basket for Europa League, see what we can do there, and let's just go out and have a bit of a field day. Because right now, because they've got an easy draw in the Europa League, but right now I'm looking at Tottenham in the Premier League, but I'm more looking at the teams in front of them. I'm more looking at Everton walked away with a 1-0 win today. Liverpool, even though they've had their dramas, they're still a good side. Not as good as what they can be, but they're still a good side. West Ham are on fire. I'm going to make a cheeky West Ham video the next couple of days too. But it does kind of make you say, you know what, Tottenham, Harry Kane has got to go. He's got to go, blood. I tell you what, I'd take Kane at United. United are desperate for a striker. But I'm saying for Tottenham, 8th position now, push for that top. They're 4 points away from 6th. Push for that Europa League position, but really go in and try and win a trophy. Because Jose Mourinho does what Jose Mourinho wants, and he's got to do whatever he can to take the Europa League trophy home. He's done it before at United when that season we were absolutely shambolic in the Premier League, but took us to Europe, did bits. 7th position, we've got Everton. They had a 1-0 win this morning against Southampton, and it's 43 points again. It's all so tight from 8th to 2nd, really. Everton sits 7th. They spent a lot of money this year, coming under a bit of scrutiny, Carlo Ancelotti, because the amount of money they spent. Is 7th a good position for them? 2 points away from 4th, so then play devil's advocate. They're not doing that bad. I think Everton now are probably looking and saying, you know what, why can't we push for the top 4? Why can't we push for 5th? Why not? Keep on. There's like 12 or so games left. Keep on chipping these little wins away, and we could see Everton make it the top 4. It's so open. It is so open, this top 4. Whereas the teams like Everton we could see Everton playing Champions League next year. You don't know. It is very open. I think best case scenario now for Everton to finish off their season is probably 5th. I think if Everton, or 5th or 6th, if Everton finish 5th or 6th, they play Europe next year. They'll look back and say, look, could we have done better? Maybe. But it was a big season for Calvert-Lewin. James Rodriguez obviously has got a year under his belt. Big season for players like Godfrey, who I think is a very good player. Likes of Keane. I think a goalkeeper could be alright to pick, because Pickford's been but I think they could do a bit better there. I think 5th or 6th for Everton. I think European football for Everton is huge, because there's nothing to say that they won't be able to attract some bigger players if they do even go Europa League next year. So I think, let me know in the comments what you think. What do you rate Everton's season so far? Obviously they started very well, but they're still doing alright. 6th place, we've got Liverpool. Now Liverpool is the juicy one. I don't like Liverpool, but I like to think that I'm fair. Liverpool sits 6th. Okay. Everton also, keep in mind, got a game in hand. Keep that in mind. Liverpool sit in 6th, and it's I think Henderson, the injury to Henderson, if Henderson wasn't injured, I'd say they'd make top 4 easy. They haven't been great, but I'd say they'd make top 4 easy. The Henderson injury kind of makes me go, little princess. I don't know. I don't know while the neighbour starts to cut something. I don't know, really. I don't know. Like, Liverpool is so confusing this year. To try and predict what Liverpool are going to do, it's very confusing. I don't think they're going to make top 4. I think Liverpool will finish 5th. I think best case scenario, they finish top 4, which they'll probably look back on. I know we've said, are they the worst title defending team, blah, blah, blah. They'd probably look back on it and say, look, we've had all these injuries, we take a top 4. Could it have been better? Yes, but we take a top 4. They finish 5th. I don't know, man. I think, because I'm looking at the teams above them, and it's more like who's got to be the one to drop out. I look at Chelsea, and Tuchel has got to do a good job at getting these 1-0 wins. He's someone who's always 1-0 up, and I think that's what's got to help Chelsea in the long run to the end of the season. Because I look at Liverpool, go, you know what, they could slip up against someone. You know, their next 5, they've got Fulham, Wolves, Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa. Villa could get the job done. Arsenal a good win against Leicester. Wolves, you know, it's a lot of these games. Fulham they'll beat, but it's a lot of these games. It's Liverpool could drop points, and Henderson injury I think is huge. I think they'll realise that Henderson's injury is probably as important as Van Dijk's at this point of the season. I'm going to say best case scenario is obviously top 4. I'm going to say Liverpool finish 5th though, which takes us to the current 5th position in Chelsea, who my boys Man United just played. I'm not going to lie. I remember the 30th minute, then I woke up and I saw it said 80 minutes on the clock. I think it sums up the game alright. I think both teams were a little bit, but I think, like I said about Tuchel will do a good job in scraping these victories, because the football that he's playing with Chelsea it's not bang, 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 go, 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 but it's also not sit back and come for me. They will be able to get these victories. The Atletico Madrid job was huge. That was a huge win for them, and I think that was big in a way for confidence levels also. But it is, I don't know, man, fucking tough. It is tough, I don't know. I do think Chelsea will finish top 4, purely because West Ham is above them. I like West Ham, Jay Lings, but I just think they're going to be missing in the long stretch. I think West Ham are more likely to drop an easy 2 points than Chelsea will be for the rest of the season, which will see Chelsea finish top 4. But I do want to come for you Chelsea fans, because start of the season, a lot of people had Chelsea winning the league. Went inside Timo Werner, went inside Kai Havertz. It's clear that those two haven't really worked as well as what they would have liked. Chelsea fans, are you happy with just scraping into the top 4? Let me know in the comments below, because I feel like you'll say yes, but I feel like deep down, Chelsea fans are sitting there saying this season was a pretty big failure. We saw a club legend like Frank Lampard get sacked. I think Chelsea fans deep down go, you know what, this season, no bueno. Takes me to 4th spot. Now we've hit the top 4, and West Ham, come on you Irons. If you do, I interviewed Yanni from England, he was with #United at the start of the year, and he's a West Ham fan. And let's not forget, start of the season, West Ham were down in the dumps. He said this was the first year he hadn't bought a season ticket. He goes, they're losing a lot of fans, a lot of members, because it all looked like the club was just not going to work. I'm very much forward to making my West Ham video about how David Moyes made West Ham great again, because West Ham, they're just playing, it's good, it's entertaining to watch. Right now, I'd much rather watch West Ham than any other team in the Premier League, except for Man United, obviously. But from an entertainment point of view, I look at West Ham and go, bro, you know what? West Ham are playing some good football. They're exciting. Antonio is awesome to watch up front. He's going to probably go play for Jamaica now, so he can get a World Cup under his belt. They've obviously got Fornals in behind, who's a good little player, Ben Rama, and obviously Jesse Lingard, Declan Rice and Suchek. I was on Suchek, so is my claim to fame. Suchek, I was on him start of the season. I was on him, because I know, I've said it heaps of times before, he's almost like the Fellaini for David Moyes' Everton team. The big defensive midfielder who can just go bang, 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 get up, get down, absolute workhorse, absolute machine. He was a little bit suspect against Man City at the start, turned it over a few times, but Suchek I love. Declan Rice, the things I would do to have him at Man United. Oh boy, Declan, come to United. But I think best case scenario for West Ham, top 4. I think even if they just play Europa League and finish 5th or 6th, they look back and go, mate, we're playing Europa League. This is the best season they've had since Dimi Payet, and that Payet season was huge. Whereas now they're looking at something even better, and they don't. Not that they don't have that like big name player, but they've made it. They've made a team. They've made a squad. Craig Dawson's centre back's been huge. They've signed him on loan. I think West Ham will buy. I'll be very, very surprised if West Ham do not buy Lingard on a permanent. I'll be very, very surprised. Lingard looks like he's loving it there too, which is good to see as a United fan. It's good to see because I don't think he'd really break into the United team because Donny van der Beek can't even break into the United team. But it's good to see let Jesse Lingard play. He's done his service at United. Big ups to the man. Takes us into 3rd position with Leicester City currently sitting on 49 points, 1 point behind Manchester United, which Leicester dropping points to Arsenal was huge for United just to keep that 2nd spot. But then we obviously go out and drop 2 points to Chelsea. Leicester's been hit with injuries big time. And there's all this banter here. Football Twitter goes absolutely nuts because the stuff does start to hit of Leicester City fans aren't really complaining, they aren't whinging, they aren't sulking, but they've kind of got on with the job. James Maddison has got to be big for them to come in the end of the season. Harvey Barnes has also got to be big. I think they'll make the top 4. Part of me does think that there's a chance Leicester drop out, but I do think Leicester make the top 4. Best case scenario, I think they finish 3rd, they jump to 2nd. I think top 4 for them, they'd be happy with. I think if they do drop out of the 4, then I think people start to not disrespect Leicester, but we saw it happen last season post-COVID where they just drop points like that. I think if they drop out of the 4 now, it does go into a bit of a this is not looking too shabby, Alonso. Takes us to 2nd now. Let me think what you think about Leicester. If Leicester drop out of the 4, does Brendan Rodgers, where do the questions start raising about Brendan Rodgers? I think he's probably top 3, 4 top 4 or 5 managers in the Premier League. But if Leicester drop out of the top 4, I think Brendan Rodgers, all his reputation is gone because he's done it back to back, and questions do start to get raised about how really good he is. It takes us to 2nd position, Manchester United. It's been a while, lads. I'm losing my voice. If you have enjoyed, if you've got to this point, like, subscribe, do that business. Takes us to 2nd place, my team, Man United. And did we bottle the Premier League? Did Manchester United bottle the Premier League? I don't know, because I think if you told me at the start of the season Manchester United is going to finish 2nd above Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, with Man City being the only team better than you this season, I'd say give it to me any day of the week. But it is annoying to know how close we kind of were. I never really thought we were going to win the Premier League, but at this point in the season and how the season was shaping up, I did think we'd be a little bit closer than 12 points behind Man City. Not because Man City I thought were going to be good, but I thought we would be a little bit better. The Sheffield loss was huge. I think best case scenario now for Manchester United is stay 2nd. Even though 2nd and 3rd you get the same thing, but I think Man United can finish 2nd and it's there, and we look back at it and go Man United finish 2nd in the 2020-2021 season. I think we go, you know what, that's alright. There's a lot of room for improvement. I think we've seen what Manchester United need to do to progress and actually title challenge. We need a centre-back. We need a centre-back really, really bad. And a right wing. I love Greenwood. I think Greenwood is a number 9. Greenwood definitely is a number 9. But I think he's lacking that confidence to be there every week. And for the position where Manchester United want to progress to and actually challenge in Europe and challenge the Premier League, I think someone like Greenwood, I think it's too much weight on his shoulders to do that for Manchester United in the coming years. I think eventually he will be Robin van Persie, mate. But I think worst case scenario for Manchester United is we finished 3rd or 4th. Because then if we start to lose a couple games here and there, and we haven't really looked as sharp in the Premier League, we start to lose a couple games here and there, people start going, ole this, ole that, this is the Manchester United we know, blah blah blah, this season was just a fluke, etc. But I think Man United will finish, I think we should finish 2nd. Takes us to Manchester City. Manchester City, best case scenario, they've already won the league. So Manchester City's best case scenario in the Champions League, I think, is a semi-final spot. I don't think they'll win it because there's always something about City that I just don't think they'll win the Champions League. I think Bayern is stronger than them. I think PSG could even be with a shout with Mbappe firing and Pochettino clearly rejuvenating something there. But I think if Man City make the final would be best case scenario for Man City and really establish themselves and look back on this season and go, look how good we just were. But I think for that, they've got to need a proper strike. I think Aguero's a little bit done. I feel like the striker position for Man City in a Champions League is what might cost them. Even though they've been making that false nine, similar to a Liverpool with Foden playing in that false nine position and doing wonders in there. Jesus has been scoring too. I just think for Champions League, I think they're going to need a little bit more. I think best case for if Man City make the semi-finals of the Champions League, I think they look back at this season and go, you know what, we've won the Premier League, we've made it clear that we're one of the best teams in the last 5-6 years, and by winning another one, when people kind of forgot about our start of the season, and we've pushed through big in the Champions League, we look back and say, you know what, that's all right. Guardiola's got massive funds, which we all know, which makes it a little bit of a sour taste, but it's chill. This video has kind of gone on for a bit, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching. I've been Costa, you've been watching 1-0. If you did enjoy, make sure to check, like, subscribe, do all the business. We've got an exciting couple months. Finally, I'm back. We're finished. Enjoy. Thank you. Share it. Do whatever your business you want. Adios.